Now in 4 News Now at 6, candidates are doing whatever they can to reach voters ahead of Election Day. We explain what you can do to stop those annoying campaign texts and robocalls.
Our beautiful Tuesday is turned into a cold Tuesday night. I'll let you know how low the temperature is going to get in your neighborhood in the first alert forecast.
Plus, our Sydney Berger sits down with the Cougs quarterback for some barbecue. Hear why this local spot in Pullman is a slice of home for John Mateer. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. We begin with some breaking news. Here is a live look at where police are investigating a stabbing that left one man dead. Now, police are searching for the person responsible. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Kirsten O'Connor will be back next week. This happened in Spokane's East Central neighborhood near Thor and East First, just north of the freeway. Our Marissa Rio is live at the scene. And Marissa, what have you learned since the last hour?
Thank you, Derek. Well, Spokane Police tells me that they received this call around 2:40 this afternoon. And as you can see behind me, police are going in and out of this yellow apartment complex behind me. Spokane Police have the perimeter of this area blocked off about a block in each direction. Access to this apartment complex are restricted for those who live here. In front of the property, there is blue tarp, and Major Crimes tells me there is a body behind that tarp. They do have a suspect, but no arrests have been made yet, meaning the suspect is at large. This is currently an ongoing investigation, and SPD expects to be here for a while. Police tell me that they do not believe that there is an active threat to the community. We will continue to update you with any new information as soon as it becomes available. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thanks for the update. We are exactly 2 weeks away from Election Day, and candidates are ramping up their efforts to secure your vote. This means more phone calls, door knocking, and election mail. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yards joins us live from the Spokane Elections Office. And Alexandra, it's a pretty easy way for people to stop getting all those campaign messages, right?
Yes, that is true, Derek. And that can be done by voting, which you can do at a ballot drop box like the one you see behind me. Elections officials here in Spokane tell me that the earlier you actually get that ballot in, the more likely it is that candidates take you off of their contacts list, which means no more of those robocalls, campaign texts, or people knocking on your door. And that is because a lot of campaigns are actually closely monitoring who has and has not yet cast their ballot.
This is the sound of a ballot being processed in Spokane County. It is recorded when a ballot is sent out and again when returned.
Campaigns can pick that information up, match it back to their lists of voters that they want to contact, and remove that voter from their contact list if they've already sent a ballot back.
For candidates, the reason behind using this strategy is straightforward. It is cost-effective and makes for a more focused and efficient approach towards campaigning.
We really look at it a couple different ways. One, who's still making up their mind? How can we share our vision for the future and the policies that we support? And also trying to encourage those who maybe are not turning their ballots in.
Marcus Riccelli, a Democratic candidate for state senator, has used this tactic for years, finding it helpful in maximizing his resources. Tony Keepy, a Republican candidate for state representative, also uses this method. He says his team checks ballot return statistics daily and is focused right now on Democratic voters.
Need 6,000 Democrats to vote for me in my campaign. So we're looking at, if you already voted, we're not going to keep sending you literature. We're going to save money.
Candidates also look at if you voted in previous general and primary elections. That can impact who they target as well. But how you vote is never shared.
Your vote is secret. It's never connected to your name. We go through great processes to make sure.
Elections officials here in Spokane tell me that it is mostly the more sophisticated and larger campaigns that really take advantage of this match-backing method. Now, you can find all of the important dates that you need to know ahead of Election Day on our website at KXLY.com. Reporting live in Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
And it's not just here in the Northwest where a record number of people are voting early. As of yesterday morning, nearly 16 million ballots have already been cast nationwide.
I think everyone realizes this is probably one of the most important elections they're going to have in years, and then when they get it done.
I wasn't even really thinking about voting early, except for the fact that my daughter's back from college for fall break, so I just figured I'd go with her.
Well, a child is now in custody for making a threat against Lynn Ritzville High School. That threat forced the district to cancel school today. Police were first made aware of the threat last night. It was posted on Snapchat, and investigators say it included names, methods, and times. They say the suspect threatened to use a large caliber rifle and even a bomb. One grandparent telling us they were happy with the school district's decision to cancel school today. She says she used the extra time to teach a valuable lesson.
I told my kids this morning, I said, well, this is the time for you guys to learn. When there's something going on with you that you're unhappy about, be sure to contact someone and talk to them about it before it gets to the point where you feel like you are helpless.
This, of course, is a developing story, and we will update you as we learn more. It may seem like these school threats are becoming more common. Since the start of this school year, Spokane Public Schools has responded to 13 threats, while 5 threats were made to Coeur d'Alene schools. Each of these threats needs to be investigated by both law enforcement and by the school district.
Can't really put it in words, though, the things they have to deal with.
Our Jordan Smith spoke to 2 of the people helping investigate these threats to learn about where these threats are coming from and how social media is making their job much more difficult. Watch Jordan's special report. It's Thursday on 4 News Now at 6. All right, it is the perfect time of year to layer up and head outdoors. We're having some beautiful fall weather, and those leaves are changing outside. Chris Crocker is here with a look at that forecast for us.
In fact, the leaves in Spokane are peaking this week. So if you want to enjoy them while they're still on the trees before they fall to the ground and we have to rake them all up, this is the time for our peak fall color in Spokane. This according to our friends at Explore Fall. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll show you where the leaves are yet to peak if you haven't had a chance to get out and enjoy them yet. Tomorrow is going to be a little different than today. We have a system that is passing by to our south, bringing clouds into Oregon, into southern Idaho, just brushing the border right now. But that is going to start to send some clouds our way by early tomorrow morning, and we will be in the filtered sunshine to overcast conditions for the day tomorrow. Might even see an isolated shower in the southern Palouse and parts of the LC Valley, but otherwise these clouds and the moisture coming along with them will be staying to our south. Your hour-to-hour forecast on Thursday, cloudy to start the day at 32 degrees. Those clouds come in just in time to keep our temperature from dropping into the 20s in Spokane. We'll be 40 degrees at 10 a.m. Partly to mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon with a high of 53, which is just about average. We'll be clearing out late in the day for a cold Thursday morning. I'll be back to tell you more about your 7-day. I've got rain in the forecast to let you know about in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. The Pullman Police Department is looking for a group of people who were near a downtown bar around the time 2 men were attacked early Sunday morning. According to police, 2 men saw a fight happening at a bar on Northeast Colorado Street at around 1 a.m. When they tried to stop it, a group of college-age men attacked them. Police said one victim suffered significant head injuries and was taken to the hospital. He is expected to make a full recovery, and with information about this fight is asked to call the Pullman Police Department. Well, a family in Western Washington is demanding change after her school did not let her go to the bathroom after having her period in class.
Because I knew that it was visible and that they could see it, and it was really embarrassing.
And the rule that prevented her from leaving the classroom coming up in about 20 minutes. And police ordered a Spokane neighborhood to stay indoors, but not everyone got the message. Learn how to stay informed about police activity in your area next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your greed! During our spectacular savings event, save up to $15,000 off or 0% APR on a new GMC Sierra 1500. There are never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Any chance you can come by my house after this and check out my system?
Right now, get your annual maintenance for only $89 from Bill's Heating and AC. Call today.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
Dettinghouse Spooktacular Savings Event. Save up to $8,500 off for 3.9% APR on a new Sierra 2500 HD Pro. There are never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Welcome back. This morning, the Spokane Police Department asked people in the Moran Prairie neighborhood to shelter in place. Multiple agencies were searching for 3 suspects in a stolen car chase. Allison Martinez explains how you can expect to be notified if this type of emergency happens in your neighborhood.
This morning, as people in the Moran Prairie neighborhood tried to get to work and to school, a shelter-in-place order was issued, but not everyone got the notification.
I had no idea what was going on.
Canines, drones, and multiple law enforcement agencies were right outside David Peterson's home as he sipped coffee with his wife. Peterson didn't know what was going on, leaving him to approach an officer himself.
And I asked him what was going on. He said, well, it's a canine unit is out and we want you to back in your house. That's about all he said. It was a canine unit.
The Spokane Police Department was searching for 3 people who they believed were armed. Around 7 a.m., police spotted a stolen truck driving down the Palouse Highway. Eventually, the truck crashed and 3 people fled, leaving those in the Moran Prairie neighborhood in danger.
The lack of communication, I guess we didn't know. We turned on the TV and didn't hear anything. We didn't get any text messages, so we were unaware of what was going on, and the only news I had was from the officer that I spoke with.
SPD told us officers announced a shelter in place over their PA system, but multiple people in the neighborhood didn't hear it. A text wasn't sent out due to the level of threat. However, if police did send a text, the only people who would receive it are those signed up. If you want to be notified about potential shelter-in-place orders in your neighborhood, you can sign up by searching for Alert Spokane on the county website. Since this morning, officers have made an arrest and the shelter-in-place order has been lifted. In Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
And we told you about the shelter in place first on the 4 News Now app. Download it and turn on push notifications to get breaking news updates sent straight to your phone. Spokane County Fire District 10 is getting brand new bailout kits, which can help firefighters get out of some dangerous situations. Its fire chief says the kits will give everyone some peace of mind. Derek Strom spoke with one of the firefighters who spearheaded this project.
Is pretty valuable to us because their life safety is our primary consideration.
When firefighters aren't able to get out of burning buildings, they don't have very many options, especially in tall buildings.
We were taught to hang out at the sill, get in those cold temps, wait for a ladder to come. If there wasn't a ladder there already, which just could have prolonged things.
That's where some fire departments use bailout kits, which allow firefighters to rappel down up to 5 stories of a building. Spokane County Fire District 10 says it would take about 2 years to afford bailout kits for all of its firefighters under its current budget, but thanks to a grant from the Gary Sinise Foundation and Amazon, it hopes to start using new bailout kits next month.
They're out every day.
day supporting their community and seeing tough things, yet every day they go back to serve their community in that same capacity. So it's truly our honor to support these folks who support us each and every day.
Fire District 10 says these kits will be especially useful when they're multiple stories up fighting a fire. And there are plenty of multi-story apartment complexes going in around the area, so while they hope they never have to use these kits could come in handy.
We're seeing extreme fire growth, and being able to have an escape belt, a bailout kit, for us to be able to get out when things get too hot or dicey inside is awesome.
Lieutenant Evan Zeitchel led the charge for getting bailout kits for the entire department. Fire District 10's fire chief says as long as they get the kits certified each year, he expects them to last for a long time.
It enables us to take a victim out with us as well. So they've been trained on them. Now they'll come back and train our full department. Within probably a month, everybody will be trained on them.
In Airway Heights, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
It is going to be a cool evening. Temperatures dropping rapidly under clear skies. We'll be in the 40s by 7 o'clock, in the 30s by 11. We've got some cold nights in the forecast. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Granite.
Greetings, Bill Nye here. Reading this is easy, right? Your brain is actually doing something called orthographic processing, recognizing letters and words. It's science. But take a look at Initiative 2117. It's written to confuse you. The mega millionaires behind it don't want you to know it will mean more air pollution, threaten clean water, and put our health at risk. You don't have to be a science guy to know that 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
Karen's about to retire. Here's what's going into her retirement.
There's us. She raised us on our own.
10 years as my roller derby wife.
Preschool she's opened.
She's a mother.
I think we turned out all right.
She's a friend.
Our mothers could tell stories.
She's a teacher.
She may be retiring, but she's not done.
I'm never gonna stop.
Retirement is the sum of your life's work. Now what? Get income for life and protect your life's work with Prudential.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Share the warmth and do good this winter. Buy a gently used coat for a child at Goodwill and donate in store. Or bring in a new or gently used coat. Every donated coat helps a child stay warm this winter. Together, let's change lives and keep lots of kids warm this winter.
Are you ready to stay for less and play for more? The Kootenai Casino has low room rates and our most exciting gaming yet. Book now to get your deluxe room at the Kootenai Falls Lodge for just $99 every midweek night in October. And join us for October Hot Spins, Weekend Super Spins, and catch the game Monday nights. Win big in October. Book your getaway at the Kootenai Casino today. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
I got soul. Make me wanna dance.
The new Findlay Honda store downtown is rolling out year-end closeout deals on everyone's favorite Hondas.
I got soul.
Well, in Spokane, the city has said before that you should put any leaves in your yard waste bin and not in the street where they can clog storm drains. The city usually begins street sweeping for any that naturally land in the road in November. And in Coeur d'Alene, though, people can start putting only leaves and pine needles in the street starting on November 1st, keeping them 1 foot away from the storm drains. Leaf Fest begins November 12th. That's when the city will make one pass sweeping public streets starting south and then moving north. All right. Did you pick up hundreds of pounds of leaves in your yard yet? I know someone who probably.
Oh, jeez. We already have, and it hasn't even started.
Ugh.
No. November is our raking month at our house, and kind of talking the young'uns in the newsroom into thinking it'd be a cute Instagram opportunity.
To come take some pictures, maybe? As they
in
help
all
you
the fall leaves. Yes.
Anybody taking that bite?
It'll be cute. No, not at all. In the meantime, enjoy the beautiful fall color and a but boy, a pretty evening. I am loving this sky over North Idaho. This is looking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge on I-90 to the east, and that just pretty clear sky there. In Spokane, it's 50 degrees and absolutely clear. We are some frosty mornings ahead with some clear nights. The clouds will arrive Wednesday morning in the Spokane area, keeping those temperatures from dropping as low as they would otherwise. We have a beautiful Thursday then, back to the sunshine, and then a rainy weekend. However, if you have some raking to do, there will be a chance even before the rain arrives. I'll explain. Wednesday morning lows, 25 in Deer Park, one of the cool spots on the map, but we will also be in the 20s out at Airway Heights, 9 Mile, in Meade, 28 and 29 degrees in Spirit Lake, also 20s on the wider view at Colville, Winthrop, Bonners Ferry. You'll notice, though, Moscow-Pullman, one of the spots that is one of the cooler on the Palouse map, 33, 41 in Lewiston, 33 in St. Mary's. That is from the clouds that will be making their way in from the south and arriving there a little bit earlier. Our overnight low temperature trend, we have got 3 cold nights on the way. Tonight, 32, 31 Thursday morning, 29 on Friday morning. This white line way up here is average, and then we are above average for the next 3 days. That comes along with the clouds and the rain. Here's what's going on. Tomorrow, a system passing by to our south will just clip the southern portions of the Idaho Palouse, the central panhandle, as well as the LC Valley with a little bit of light rain. Then we dry out for a pretty Thursday. Friday will be dry. We do have an increase in clouds late in the day on Friday as the next system approaches. Here's Friday at 6 p.m. But right now it doesn't look like it will bring the rain to the inland northwest until late Saturday, giving you raking opportunities, family photo opportunities, dog walk opportunities. Saturday, the first part of the day, and that rain will come in late and into the first part of the day on Sunday. So that 70% on Saturday should come with a little explanation that the first part of the day will be dry. Your planning forecast. The next 3 days will be dry with some cold mornings, high temperatures in the 50s, warmer but wetter for the weekend, and then highs in the 40s on Monday and Tuesday. We have some cool weather ahead as we get deeper and deeper into fall. This is expected, but it always comes as a shock. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I grew up in Eastern Washington, and it's where my parents have retired, and it's where my wife and I are raising our family. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and in Congress, I'll work for your family by protecting Social Security and Medicare, ensuring veterans get the benefits they've earned, fighting the inflation that hurts so many seniors, single moms, and young people. And I'll work hard to make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border and stopping the fentanyl pouring into the country. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
35 years ago, I started going to Planned Parenthood. They help Washington women with pregnancy care, birth control, even cancer screening. But Dave Reichert tried to jeopardize that care. Reichert has voted repeatedly to defund Planned Parenthood. It's part of Reichert's years-long record, trying to ban abortion nationwide, including here in Washington. No politician should ever tell me that I don't have a right to make a decision regarding my body. Dave Reichert is wrong for governor.
Have you or someone you know lived, worked, or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? If so, you've likely been exposed to Libby amphibole asbestos. 1 in 4 screened have developed an asbestos-related disease. Hope is here. The Center for Asbestos-Related Disease, CARD, in Libby, provides free screenings, care, and resources to those impacted by asbestos exposure. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Contact the CARD Clinic, comprehensive care for exposure and disease.
Stay ahead of your child's moderate to severe eczema. and they can show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wonders of the World.
Well, despite a lot of uncertainty looming over the oil markets, most U.S. drivers are seeing relief at the gas pumps right now. So what's pushing gas prices lower? CNN's Karen Caifa explains.
A U.S. presidential election in 2 weeks, recovery from 2 Gulf hurricanes, and tensions in the Middle East. Even with all of these wild cards for the oil markets, gas prices in most parts of the country have taken a dip in recent weeks.
Gas prices have ticked lower in most places in recent weeks, even in an environment with a lot of uncertainty.
We should see a slight decrease in gasoline prices going forward in the next month or two, and then a period of pretty relatively stable gas prices as things project into the springtime.
AAA's price tracker said that as of Tuesday, the nationwide average for a gallon of regular gasoline is $3.16, down 4 cents from 1 month ago. And Gas Buddy said Monday its tracker saw the median U.S. gas price slip below the $3 per gallon mark for the first time since early 2024. Ezra Peterson, senior director at AutoAppWay.com, says it's the season for lower gas prices as demand decreases from the summer months and as pumps in some parts of the country switch over to a winter blend that makes it easier to start a car in cold weather.
What that does is because you're using less crude oil in the refining process, the gasoline price itself is actually less sensitive to that crude oil wholesale price.
Peterson says U.S. gasoline prices have become less dependent upon swings in the global oil markets in recent years as the nation's refining capacity has expanded and reserves have been stable. Crude oil prices close to $70 per barrel recently have also helped to keep those prices at the pump in check.
Lower oil prices should also help those households that heat their homes with oil. The National Energy Assistance Directors Association expects that home heating oil costs will rise by 6.1% this winter. That is a smaller jump from last winter. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Well, you may soon no longer be able to get a Grand Slam breakfast at 3 o'clock in the morning, with Denny's announcing it's closing 150 of its restaurants. 50 of them will shutter by the end of this year, with another 100 set to go dark in 2025. No word yet on if any stores in our area will be shut down, but even if they do stay open, they'll no longer be required to stay open 24/7. The company's saying it will allow franchises to close around the same time as normal restaurants. About 25% of all Denny's never went back to 24/7 operating hours after the pandemic. Well, still ahead here on 4 News Now at 6:30, our Sydney Berger caught up with John Mateer on Sunday. Hear why a barbecue truck in Pullman is his go-to game day recovery meal.
Plus, a petition started here at Sandpoint High School hopes to change Idaho state law and where it stands on menstrual products in school bathrooms. I'll explain more coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
BECU and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. On November 8th, bring your old tattered flag to BECU, and in exchange, you'll receive a new flag with help from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
This November, let's thank veterans and military families who are serving.
BECU is proud to be part of the Great American Flag Swap. We're honored to live in a community that supports veterans and military families who sacrifice for the benefit of us all. Visit us in Spokane and see what banking is like when people come first. BECU, not for profit, equals more for people.
If you'd rather be here or here instead of here, then you gotta start here with Honda, the most trusted brand on the road according to KBB.com. Honda's also the best deal on the road 10 years in a row. And that includes the award-winning Honda Passport and Honda Pilot, both winners of Car and Driver's Editor's Choice Award. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Pilot with 2.9% APR financing. For details, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today.
As a U.S. Navy veteran, I fought for our freedom and our right to vote. But today, independent voters can't vote in the elections I fought to protect. Over 275,000 Idahoans, including thousands of veterans, are blocked from voting in our primary elections, all because they were closed by party insiders and special interests. Proposition 1 respects veterans like me by opening Idaho's primaries, ensuring every Idaho taxpayer has the right to vote. That's what I fought for, and that's how it ought to be.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
I grew up in Eastern Washington, and it's where my parents have retired, and it's where my wife and I are raising our family. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and in Congress, I'll work for your family by protecting Social Security and Medicare, ensuring veterans get the benefits they've earned, fighting the inflation that hurts so many seniors, single moms, and young people. And I'll work hard to make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border and stopping the fentanyl pouring into the country. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, Sandpoint Teen says it's time to end Idaho's exception that teen girls must bring their own feminine hygiene products to school. She says girls deserve to have these products in school bathrooms. Our Hunter Bertram shares her mission that won't stop once her school makes the change.
We are not getting what we deserve, what is necessary for us.
Simone Poulin is the face behind this petition, calling on Sandpoint High School to do better.
My freshman year, there was a paid-for dispenser, but it was never stocked, and it barely even worked.
Since then, she's made sure to come prepared.
We have to carry the weight of being prepared all the time, when we could easily just get menstrual products, put yourself in their shoes, then maybe you would care a little bit more.
Those shoes, Simone says, are our daughters, sisters, mothers, and friends who've taken the daunting walk to the school office for a tampon or pad while bleeding through their pants.
Yeah, it's very important that it's in the bathroom.
Sandpoint Principal Jackie Crossingham says the school's tried to do what Simone is asking, but says because available grant options are limited, we are considering other funding alternatives and are reviewing discrete distribution methods to ensure accessibility and reduce potential vandalism.
Simone also says this goes way beyond just Sandpoint High School. She says she wants to take this motivation and bring it to state legislators to hopefully change state law. Right now, Idaho does not have a law that requires these products in bathrooms in schools in the state. Now, this does differ from Washington's state law, which does require both private and public schools to have these products in women and gender-neutral bathrooms.
Idaho does it the Idaho way, which isn't a bad thing always, but for this, it is not a good thing.
Avery Hendricks, the founder of the Idaho Period Project, which fights for this change.
We're just trying to get truly their dignity back and their independence and privacy.
Hendrick explains that teens like Simone are leaders who will make this change happen. In Sandpoint, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, in the Thurston County town of Yelm, a family wants answers after a traumatizing moment at Yelm Middle School. A 13-year-old claims she got her period in her classroom, but was not allowed to use the restroom as she bled through her clothes. Cairo 7's Madeline Otilli explains the school policy that the family says needs to change.
I was furious.
It's a moment Billy Inger-Lem will likely never forget.
And then I was like, but I need to go to the bathroom. I'm on my period and I need to go change my pad. I was straight up with her. And then she was like, go sit down.
This all happened in a Yelm Middle School classroom where Billy said she'd run out of bathroom passes for class.
So then I started texting my dad, and then my dad was like, go.
In the hallway, she says school employees sent her to suspension and made her grab her things in front of her class.
Because I knew that it was visible and that they could see it, and it was really embarrassing. And then I was kind of scared because I was getting in trouble.
She missed the rest of the week of school due to embarrassment. When I picked her up, she got in the truck and she was in tears.
Now her family wants answers.
That teacher, by demoralizing her the way she did, there's no fixing that.
In a statement, a district official says, "We are aware of the situation and are investigating the incident. District and building administration have been in contact with the family and we will follow up with them."
What does justice look like for you in this?
Just knowing that she won't do that to any other kid, and knowing that that could happen to someone younger than me, that's kind of heartbreaking.
Billy hopes sharing her story leads to permanent change.
Something's got to happen.
I think something will happen.
All right. Well, you may want to take advantage of the dry weather and enjoy the fall colors outside, because Chris Crocker is tracking some rain heading our way later this week.
Yes, just in time for the weekend. Don't love the timing, but here are 4 things to know about your weather. Of course, we never curse the rain around here. It is welcome. We'd love to put the threat of wildfire to bed for the season. 4 things to know: frosty mornings ahead, including tomorrow morning. We'll be down around freezing and below around the region. We have some clouds coming in on Wednesday. Most of the day will be either overcast or some filtered sunshine as a system passes by to our south. May get a sprinkle or two in southern portions of the Palouse, the Panhandle, southern Panhandle, as well as the LC Valley. Then our skies clear for another beautiful day on Thursday, with some frost in the morning, and then rain arrives for the weekend. But it looks like we'll at least get a good chunk of Saturday under our belts before the rain arrives. Your Wednesday planner, we're heading up to a high of 53 degrees, which is just about average. 54 is our average high. 32 degrees to start the day, mostly cloudy skies. We will start to clear out the tail end of the day, and that's what sets the stage for another cold night on the way for Wednesday into Thursday. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and the leaf color forecast in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Chris. Well, the Dishman Hills Natural Area is getting a makeover. Crews are working to clean out 190 acres of this area to help with overall forest health and to prevent wildfires. However, one organization did not go at this alone. Madeline Mullins went to Dishman Hills to find out how this project got started.
Work has started to clean out the forest here in the Dishman Hills. You can see the machinery behind me, but none of this would be possible without the Spokane County Wildfire Mitigation Coalition. The coalition combines fire departments in Spokane County and other organizations in the area to work together to prevent wildfires.
We're doing that by reducing fuel loads with forest health treatments, pooling resources, applying for funding sources, and working collaboratively to get projects done like the one we're standing on today.
Nick Jeffries is the chair of the coalition.
Forest health, wildfire fuel mitigation, and firefighter safety are all 3 things that we're really focusing on.
The coalition that Jeffries says has been running for about 6 months is able to apply for large amounts of funding and then pool resources to put that funding to use on projects right away. Projects like Dishman Hills.
We are a grateful partner to the funding that's been provided and the resources and the expertise from the community.
Patrick Erickson of Spokane Valley Fire says this is a crucial step to keep people safe.
Wildfire season really impacts a lot of folks here, and we want to make sure that our folks that live here are protected and are safe. And this is a great way of doing that by reducing the fuels and improving the quality of the forest that surrounds us.
Projects like Dishman Hills are just the beginning.
So this coalition's really going to ramp up the participation and the amount of acres that we're accomplishing in the county.
Jeffries says that with the coalition, he expects wildfire mitigation projects to become a common thing. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Well, some Honda drivers will need to have their cars inspected. The automaker announced a recall of roughly 720,000 of its vehicles due to potentially defective fuel pumps. Honda says the pumps could leak and pose a potential fire hazard. Among the cars included are the 2023 and 2024 Accords and Accord hybrids and 2025 Civic sedans and sedan hybrids. Affected vehicle owners will be contacted by mail in December. Honda dealers will provide free inspections and a free replacement of the fuel pump if needed. Well, the woman suspected of falsely accusing her husband of assault has a history of similar claims against ex-partners dating back years. According to court documents, 34-year-old Shauna Langdon filed a police report claiming her ex-husband, who lives in Seattle, broke into her Cheney home, then raped and assaulted her. The problem is investigators could not prove Langdon's ex was even in the area at the time of the attack. He even had an alibi showing he was at home in the Seattle area. It turns out detectives found Langdon has filed reports accusing ex-partners of assault going back as far as 2007. To see how investigators managed to rule her ex-husband out as a suspect, look for this story on our website, KXLY.com. All right, John Mateer has only started 7 games for the Cougars, but he's already made a huge impact in Pullman.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He's been working hard, but one thing he always has time for is Miss Huddy's barbecue on a Sunday afternoon. Hear why Mateer says this NIL partnership is more special than most. That's coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
Say less, get more. Buy one, get one for $1. Choose from Bacon McDouble, McChicken, McDouble, or Hot and Spicy McChicken. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Coming to Spokane Arena November 8th through the 10th. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Tickets on sale now. You have to see it live, so lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high, and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Walker's Furniture is kicking off their Veterans Sale early with big double sales tax discounts or no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest financing for up to 5 years.
Making it the perfect time to improve your home for the holidays at Walker's.
Say less, get more. Buy one, get one for $1. Choose from Bacon McDouble, McChicken, McDouble, or Hot and Spicy McChicken. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now and ABC World News Tonight.
Delivering reliable information in uncertain times.
Facing what divides us.
Celebrating what unites us.
What matters to you is our first priority.
That is our legacy of trust.
And our commitment to truth.
Now, more than ever, knowing where to turn for news is crucial.
Turn to ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And 4 News Now with Derek Dice and Kirsten O'Connor. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
John Mateer grew up in Texas, where the only thing richer than football is the barbecue sauce. But his NIL partnership with a local food truck isn't about the money. In this week's Cougar Chalk Talk, how this big-time quarterback is embracing his small-town roots. On Saturdays, you'll find John Mateer in huddles. But on Sunday, it's Huddies.
Can I go say hi to them real quick?
As a Texas native used to the small town feel, an NIL deal with a local barbecue truck was an easy choice.
That's pretty good there, huh?
It's more than just a sliced prime brisket sandwich with his name on it. It's the people that feel like family, too.
They're really good people. They have the same values as me, and then it's just a good little deal. I'm not trying to take anything from them, like a whole bunch of money or anything. I want to help them, and they're helping me, and it's been a good partnership.
Just a college kid that wants free food.
Literally it. That's literally it.
And for Matir, it's a slice of home.
It's very good, and it tastes like Texas barbecue, and it brings me home every Sunday or every other week when I eat it.
In this world of like NIL deals and stuff, like there's money being thrown around everywhere, and you're super content with your barbecue and your small town.
Right. I just think that's how I was raised. Like, it comes through the hard work and the patience, and then at some point it's going to get to you. Like, God will bless you if you work hard and do everything right, and here I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So that's the Matir. That's his sandwich. And then we got ribs on there, 2 different sausages, and then all our pickled brats are made in-house. John works really hard, and you can tell. And he cares about football, but he also cares about people. And I think it's pretty apparent when you talk to him and when you meet him. He's easygoing, but he's also humble. He's worked really hard to be where he's at, and it's pretty obvious he's worked really hard. And we respect that and love that with Miss Huddy's because we work really hard.
Like, my relationship with Molly and Tim is, I think it's very valuable because during the bye week, like, they offered me a home-cooked meal. Like, they were like, you can come over, you know, you're taking on a lot. We can get you away, you know, you can come hang out. They have a Wii, so I was going to go do that, beat their daughter in bowling. You know. She said she'd beat me. It's not going to happen.
So if I'm crashing John's typical Sunday routine, I had to ask the tough questions. Should we talk about the dance moves?
If you want to. That was my first time ever celebrating.
You had 2 separate celebrations.
That was my first time ever celebrating.
And you were saying just because the vibes are good when everyone's getting excited in the end zone type of thing?
I used to be like a little hard-headed, like, oh, you should score every time, like you shouldn't celebrate, you know. My dad was always like, just hand the ball to the ref. Like, you've been there before. It's like, you know, like, that's cool, but it gets everybody going. It gets people going when you celebrate, you know. I think that's valuable.
Go viral on like Twitter.
I'll get there. I gotta get a little better at dancing.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, I appreciate that.
Who did you say was helping you out?
Carlos and K-Dub and all the receivers. They know what to do. And then the second one I hit, y'all know the background behind that? Like the Costco people? We bring the boom. That's what it is. That's why everybody's talking about it.
Derek, as you can imagine, I learned a lot from this experience.
You didn't know about the Costco guys?
I did know about the Costco guys.
Say, they're all over the place.
He did remind me of that. I mean, you dropped the starting quarterback title. Really, John Matir is a simple guy, okay? He just wants the barbecue food, a little slice of home, but also Matir and I have one thing in common. Both of our last names can be named after sandwiches. His sandwich was the Meatier, so it was great.
Very nice. And by the way, this Miss Heidi's truck is where in Pullman?
It's right by like that Paradise Creek Brewing, like right in the heart of like
downtown area, by City Hall and stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, people are going to want to know next home football game, Chris.
Good to know. Well, here is a beautiful picture taken this morning from our friend James Richmond. And boy, Spokane is looking good in the fall color. Enjoy it while you can. I'll explain after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
See your local GMC dealer.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to get more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. With the general election only weeks away, there's a lot at stake. Data shows that voters age 50 and over make up the majority of voters in most elections. Make sure that your voice is heard. When AARP asks, older adults say they want candidates who will address their day-to-day challenges, financial security, and the needs of family caregivers. Make an informed decision on the issues you care about. For tips and tools, check out AARP's online election guide at this website.
It's fall and the games are on. Get out and support your local teams. Here's this week's schedule.
Here we go.
EWU.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go.
Gonzaga.
Now. Here we go. Here we go now.
U of I.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
WSU.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Whitworth.
Now. Here we go. Here we go now.
Game On is proudly brought to you by BECU.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
All right, welcome back. As you've no doubt noticed, driving around or walking around, the trees, the colors from the trees right now are just outstanding. Some of those like reds and really bright oranges are pretty cool.
And now is the time to take a breath and enjoy them because, as you probably know, it is not going to last. Our colors in Spokane right now are peaking. This information from Explore Fall. Our buddy there, Evan, prepared these maps. Current fall foliage in this area in black, all of western Montana, most of North Idaho, just a little sliver here for Coeur d'Alene, and then into the northeast mountains, along the east slopes of the Cascades, past the peak color. Still some pretty colors, but you're past the peak. Its colors are peaking now down on the Palouse, Spokane, and Coeur d'Alene area through most of the Columbia Basin and up through the Okanagan Valley, also up around Colville, Kettle Falls, still some real pretty color. Next week, we're going to be past the peak in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, Moscow, Pullman, and St. Mary's, Wilbur, Omak. You're going to be right on the cusp, and then we'll be peaking down through Moses Lake, Othello, right on the borderline in Pullman, and the LC Valley. Peak colors on the way for next week. Of course, I love seeing those pictures. You can email them to me, chrisc@kxly.com, Chris with a K. And I love to feature those on the news as well as on my Facebook page. Temperatures over the next 7 days, we are going to be right around average, a little above this weekend, a little below next week. This white line right here is our average high. This warmer weather also comes along with some wet weather with a good chance of showers this weekend. Currently, it looks like most of Saturday will be dry with that rain arriving in the late evening and into Sunday morning, but we will keep you updated on that. In the meantime, we are going to be dry. Temperatures in the 6 to 10 day forecast. This includes Halloween. This is October 28th through November 1st. We are in this deep dark blue color, a very strong signal that that trend with those temperatures down in the 40s is going to continue at least through the end of October. Maybe if you're still debating Halloween costumes, plan to add a layer. And, oh gosh, my mom used to occasionally make me have a trash bag over my costume because we do have a chance of above average precipitation for that time period as well, October 28th through November 1st. So that's good news in terms of as we get closer to the start of the ski season. Below average temperatures, above average precipitation could mean a little bit of snow up in the mountains. In the meantime, we have some cold mornings ahead. 31 on Thursday morning, 29 on Friday morning. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, mostly sunny on Thursday. Then the clouds start moving in again Friday and into Saturday. Wet weather Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Again, we will help you plan around those showers in the coming days. Or you can download the 4 News Now First Alert weather app, and that has an hour-by-hour forecast as we get closer to the weekend as well, Derek.
Definitely worth having. Thank you, Chris. Well, winter is approaching, and with it comes the occasional stuffy nose, coughing, and congestion. But this year, you can plan ahead. The Spokane Regional Health District recommends having tests on hand so you can get treated accordingly. The Northeast Community Center now has the kiosk you see on your screen here. Inside it are free COVID and flu tests. Now, if this kiosk isn't close enough to your neighborhood, you can also request free tests online. Americans can now request free COVID tests at covidtest.gov. Every household can order 4 tests and shipping is free.
With COVID, a lot of times we have a lot of mutations and variants that come up, and so it wouldn't surprise us if we had another variant and another wave, later on in the winter months.
Even if you already have tests at home, now is a good time to double check those expiration dates. Today, the Biden administration is celebrating nearly $1 billion in savings for Medicare patients. Those savings are a result of the Inflation Reduction Act. Starting next year, the out-of-pocket cost for prescriptions for those on Medicare will be capped at $2,000 a year. Right now, it's $3,500 a year. That's expected to save 19 million seniors an additional $7.4 billion in out-of-pocket costs. Now, before we go to a break, here is a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Next, E.T.
Hey, I'm Nick Cannon, and this is my E.T. retrospective. This is really making me feel old.
Plus, our Kelsey Ballerini exclusive.
We're about to sip and spill.
Here. Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
You won't believe your ears.
We're celebrating Disney on Dancing with the Stars.
Fantastic. Well done.
That was truly the magic of Disney.
Disney Night on Dancing with the Stars, live tonight.
35 years ago, I started going to Planned Parenthood. They help Washington women with pregnancy care, birth control, even cancer screening. But Dave Reichert tried to jeopardize that care. Reichert has voted repeatedly to defund Planned Parenthood. It's part of Reichert's years-long record, trying to ban abortion nationwide, including here in Washington. No politician should ever tell me that I don't have a right to make a decision regarding my body. Dave Reichert is wrong for governor.
This is a great opportunity to recognize the people who are behind the scenes doing the work.
STCU's Volunteers Count showcases people who volunteer.
There's just so many people that need so much help.
This grant that we just received is going to be such a blessing.
This is quite an honor. It will help so many people.
Tell us about a volunteer who inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate today.
Thanks to STCU and News 4 for doing this. It's amazing.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
Here in Washington, we love the word "and," like socks and sandals, flannels and beanies, wheat fields and mountains. And now with FundHub WA, saving money and helping the climate. Find grants to bring resources and funds to your community. Get incentives to grow your business and transition to clean energy. And discover rebates that will save you money at home and on the go and reduce emissions. Find funding opportunities today at fundhub.wa.gov.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, we'll have the latest breaking details on a stabbing in East Spokane that left one man dead.
Another look at your planning forecast. We'll be in the 50s for the next 3 days. Dry conditions for most of the region. You may get sprinkled on down in the southern portions of the Palouse and the LC Valley tomorrow, and a few more clouds down there as well.
Okay. And we'll brace for that rain starting over the weekend, for sure.
Yes, brace.
Well, thanks so much for being with us here on 4 News Now at 6. Don't forget to come back at 11 o'clock for 4 News Now Nightside. We'll see you then.